You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
I go by Toyota. Sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13. I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.
This is Your Welcome America presents Chasing the Saturdays, episode 9.
Almost there. In our ongoing mission to translate British pop culture for America, we're celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the e-reality show that follows British-Irish group The Saturdays as they try to crack America.
This episode actually kind of does have it all.
It does. Too much.
Too much. Surprise pregnancy announcements, lost voices, death, which is kind of sad.
Oh, okay, and we'll end on that death. Sure, I'm Ben.
I am Fraser.
Fraser Light Razor.
And this is Chasing the Saturdays. Woo!
Hashtag Sats on the rocks. Okay, completely unrelated. So my friend Aaliyah, who lives in Montreal, we send each other voice messages. Okay, and she just sent me one this week, and it ended like this. I'm just going to play it for everyone.
Again, me. I am me. Sorry, what? What? No!
What happened there?
Sorry, what? What? No! End of message.
It's really concerning. What happened to her?
So she sent one about 5 minutes later. Essentially, she was walking along she's staying with her mum. She was walking along in the suburbs, and someone was calling out to her, like, ran out to the street. It's like, excuse me? Have you lost a dog? What?
It was very...
No!
It was a very extreme version of that Trisha Paytas.
Yes!
You know, the drive-through, like, what? Okay.
Exactly. So, how can you believe that someone getting shouted at for a lost dog is more exciting than an entire episode of Chasing the Saturdays?
Well, this episode's not the worst.
Not the worst.
Although we, it's always good to open with a bang. This opens with what's the opposite of a bang?
Oh, a stretch.
A whimper.
So, do you know what? We're in LA. So should we do some crazy fitness?
Yeah.
So we've gone to Bar Fitness, Barre. So it's just like ballet.
Yeah, it's ballet and kind of calisthenics. I like that word.
What is the most unusual fitness concept you've done in LA?
That's a great question.
I can start if you want.
Yeah, please.
So there was that one I went to in Santa Monica once where it was like circuits, and every circuit, it was like a station. You go around different stations, but they all involved iPads, and none of the iPads really worked. So you'd be like working out, and you'd get to a station, and you'd have to operate an iPad, but the timer's got, but it's not working. That was good.
Oh, no, that's really good. No, I've never done one of those ones. I mean, I guess that stupid Australian place is probably the most themed place I've done. And it's not like you did Australian themed workouts, but there's a lot of Australian people shouting at you and a lot of Australian pictures. And yeah.
Have you done that Phoenix effect? Can't even say it. Have you done that one?
No. What's that?
It's similar, but its main thing is that you do it under a giant chandelier.
And how does that benefit you?
Doesn't. Imagine just throwing a wall ball into that chandelier.
Yeah, it's like, is it just living in the threat of it falling down on top of you during the workout?
Yeah.
Is that what keeps you going?
Gotta do it quick. So the gals are doing essentially ballet.
Yeah, it's with Audra from the Maine Bar. And Maine is spelled Maine like the state.
Oh.
And bar, obviously like a bar class. So, I went to look and the Maine Bar is still in business downtown.
Well, it's because it's the main one.
It does have a website link that when you click on it, it takes you through to a very concerning spam page that's written in German.
Oh.
So I'm a little worried about Audra and what's going on at the Maine Bar.
A GeoCities website.
Yeah, it had like something about WhatsApp, which I understood that word in German, but it was very suspicious. I think Audra might be up to some bad things these days.
So Rochelle is struggling. Who's doing well? Do you notice?
I didn't. Was it Una? No. It's Frankie.
It's ballet.
Oh, Molly.
Yeah.
Posh.
Of course
Yeah,
Molly's
of
doing
course.
well.
I named everyone.
Yeah.
She says she's so tired all the time. And I'm so naive that at this point I wrote, it's probably jet lag. I'm so stupid. They really got me. I feel kind of annoyed that they got me.
That's Rochelle saying that she's tired. Oh, so we do a workout. Someone's tired. There's magic in this city.
Yeah, still haven't found that magic in the city, have we, girls?
I'm amazed there hasn't been. Oh my god! Imagine if they went to the Magic Castle.
Honestly, would be the most dynamic episode of this show so far.
Who would be dragged up on stage at the Magic Castle to do a trick?
Vanessa. Of course, it would be Vanessa. Vanessa's the only person that's got that aura of like that wild aura that would be picked for a trick.
Vanessa getting sawed in half.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that scene ends. Yeah, it ends with Rochelle saying, "This is good for sex." Okay, great.
okay.
So we whoosh over to the penthouse. The gals are sitting around the table. I think they might have got a Chinese takeout or takeaway.
I was trying to work that out as well. Drinking rosé, I saw.
A very dark rosé as well, giving me some kind of.
Sure, it's not that Ribena.
The rosé was dark.
Blossom Hill?
Blossom Hill. It's giving
Yeah.
White Zinfandel.
Yeah. They're all sitting there having their Chinese. They've been there nearly 3 months and they're just doing a bit of a toast. We've done really well.
Yeah, really underwhelming toast. All right, I'd like to do a toast. We've been here 3 months and hadn't we all done well? You know, we've all gone through little things, but we're doing great.
Yes.
Thanks, Una.
I'm Q Peter Lorraine and into scene Peter Lorraine.
He slinks in a nice jumper.
Nice jumper. That hair is getting bigger and
is.
higher and...
Yeah, the longer he's in LA, the bigger his hair is getting, which is odd. So he said he's spoken to their live agent, and they're going to be performing at the Roxy. And we get a barefaced lie of a kind of interview with Frankie, where she lists all the people that have performed. She said everyone knows about the Roxy. You know, Bob Marley's performed there.
David Bowie.
That person I don't care for. What's he called?
That could be many people.
The
Beatles.
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen.
Although he does have that music video with Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
Dancing in the Dark, where she does that great dance in the...
And actually, I bet a Bruce Springsteen concert would be kind of great.
Yeah, the boss.
Yeah. I would love to have seen David Bowie. But you know who I'd love to see at the Roxy?
Who's that?
The Saturdays.
They're the ones that sing Ego.
Yeah.
That's got that great bit in the song that goes, "And when it's time for you to..." Lucky neighbours, it's past 9 o'clock and we're recording.
Oh, should we go rehearse?
Yeah, let's whoosh into rehearsals with Eric, the vocal coach. What are the girls holding? Not blackberries and water bottles.
Oh, what are they holding?
Bedazzled microphones.
Oh,
yeah,
serious.
It's a real sound check. Rochelle's in glasses.
Rochelle's in those glasses. She means business. Not everyone in this scene has signed a release form. There's definitely some blurred people in the background. Meanwhile, the e-ticker. Just to give you an update, Lindsay Lohan is facing probation charges relating to her 2012 car crash.
Pleading no contest.
That's right.
No contest charge. It's a lot going on that e-ticker. Vanessa is, first of all, is wearing a shirt that looks like sky. Did you notice that? It's like blue with like white clouds on it, but it also had a studded shoulder detail. And I spent so long writing that note that I had to then rewind because I realized they were trying to give us a story point here.
Oh, I got distracted by the studded shoulder. That's very of a time.
Yeah. So she's basically... She's having trouble hitting the high note in her big belting moment in Ego. And then she has a very strange discussion with Rochelle about Rochelle trying to take that part. And I was like...
Rochelle, you do it.
Rochelle's like, I don't think... She's like, I think you could probably do it better, and that's why you have the lead vocal at that part. I was like, yes, Rochelle. No, I love Rochelle, but I have heard her live vocal, and I'm not quite sure she could warble up and down, trill up and down those scales like Vanessa does. But then, Vanessa makes quite a dark and poignant point where she says, what if your voice just changes and you're in a girl band? What do you do? And I was like, what do you do?
You adjust.
Yeah. Just take it down an octave.
You've got 4 other gals to switch around with. And...
I know, but she is the vocal powerhouse of the Saturdays, isn't she?
That's true.
There's not many other sats that could get away with. And when it's time for you to come back down. I'm gonna sing that a lot today, by the way.
Do you know what?
Oh God,
I'm a bit hot. I'm also thirsty. What would you like back at the penthouse?
Well, when you're hot, you know what you've got to do to reduce your temperature. Like a cup of tea.
Cup of tea. So we're gonna make cups of tea, which I've written in all caps.
Yeah.
And I've also written here that I bet the milk in America really confuses them.
Oh yeah, they're having some real issues with the different coloured tops.
Half and half.
Half and half. 2%.
Is that...
Reduced fat?
No,
Is
what's
that
semi-skimmed?
Well, reduced fat is semi-skimmed, right?
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
And then no fat skimmed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Still don't understand what half and half is.
I still
Half
don't
milk,
either.
half cream? What does it even mean?
Yeah, this is a real dynamic trio. This is Frankie, Rochelle, and Molly making a cup of tea. Rochelle's painting her nails red, and they're talking about Una and Vanessa's birthday, and maybe they should make it a joint thing.
To a joint party, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Should we do it, as they say, should we do it somewhere nice that we don't normally go to?
Frankie tries to launch into a dynamic list making, and she goes, "We can do everything. We can do everything. Like get some special drinks made." And then it just like trails off, and then I think Molly goes, "Cake," and they're like, "Yeah, cake."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they end on deciding to go somewhere
Somewhere
we don't
nice.
normally go.
Somewhere nice we don't normally go.
I think there's quite a few options, gals. We've seen you go to a literal handful of places, and they've all been one block from your downtown apartment, and I think they end up somewhere downtown as well.
Yeah.
That scene ends.
Sure does.
I think we picked out every possible detail we could from that scene.
To transition to the next scene, I would like a shot of someone walking across the street in some horrible shoes that are black with white piping. Horrible.
We're going to land in Executive ER in Beverly Hills, which is a confusing name for it. It's not an ER at all. It just looked like a doctor's office. And we're going to meet Dr. Leif Lunsford, MD. I was like, not bad, Dr. Lunsford.
I'm going to wear my straw hat for the occasion.
Oh, well, why shouldn't you? There's a lot of side players in this episode. We get almost nearly in every scene there's a named person with their own like caption, and this one is Dr. Leif Lunsford. Yeah, Vanessa's in a hat, you're right. And she basically says to him, "I'm just not singing as high as I normally can. My voice is cracking." And, Dr. Lunsford wants to do an x-ray.
Because she's been singing since she was 5.
Yes.
She says. Meanwhile, do you see who's in the background?
The Luna. Una's sitting there.
I was like, who's that kind of bedraggled person in the background? And I say that just Una's always is always
Right.
gorgeous, but
Looking like Meg Threehan after she got attacked by that
exactly
by that dog through the
what's
fence.
going on? But I guess with all these scenes, they probably were like, well, another sat has to go, so they've got someone to talk to.
Yeah, and she was probably like, "But I haven't brushed my hair," and they were like, "Get in the car." 'Cause, Beverly Hills to downtown, not an easy drive.
At what time of day as well?
Yeah, and like, do you use that freeway or do you go up the other way?
Surface Street.
Surface Street.
Surface
Oof.
Street.
Then I'm just going to give you this exchange between Una and Vanessa. I will be playing both parts. The doctor says, he said he wants to do an x-ray because he wants to just double check for a mass. Vanessa, what's a mass? Una, it's like a tumor. Vanessa, oh, fuck off. Like, okay.
I don't think she's saying fuck off to Una, though.
No,
It's more
she's
like,
not. She's like, oh, fuck off.
off.
I'm not going to have a mass.
Yeah.
But I just love that little exchange.
So then she gets an x-ray. The doctor doesn't see anything on it. No mass, no tumor. And he thinks it might be an anxiety problem. And then Una says, yeah, I mean, actually, because she's great singing in the car, I actually think it's psychological. I'm like, Una, the doctor just said that.
Also, what's happening in this car? Vanessa's just singing Ego. She's trilling around her runs of Ego in the car, is she? Okay. And then Vanessa did make me laugh because she basically said, "Okay, so it's all in my head now. Great. Now what?"
Flex in my head.
It's all in my head. And I flex with you, baby. Someone on one of the apps last night tried to ask me if I was going to go to Flex, and I sat alone in bed and laughed and sang Flex all in my head to myself.
Flex.
I live close to that spa. It's on like the other side of the freeway, just down
Oh.
there. Yeah. I get a lot of Flex runoff on the apps. It's quite annoying. Anyway, speaking of gay saunas, we're now going to go to 1010, which I believe, is this the roof of their building? I think it is.
Oh, maybe.
I think their building is 1010
Oh, is
because I
there-
think I tried to look it up before. So I
Okay.
think this is, they tried to make it look like they'd gone somewhere else, but I think this is their rooftop
That's
thing
clever. It's one location release.
from a different angle. Because also it's like an empty, a lot of those buildings have empty bars that you can like tend yourself if you live in the building.
Oh, so great. So if we hire in the barman.
Yeah, and get the drinks.
Done.
So who are we meeting? Which side character is going to be popping into this scene?
Oh, I didn't make a record of this man's name.
He's Brett the mixologist. I
Brett.
said Brett the hot mixologist. Very hot for 2011 or whatever it
think?
is. Yeah.
I wasn't into him.
For the time,
Sure.
you know.
So he makes them a drink. So the idea here is that he's gonna mix up some cocktails for the gals to try for the surprise party. So he mixes up one that's got vodka, cranberry, blue curacao,
Yeah.
and lime juice. So it's basically
A blue Cosmo, right?
Yeah.
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 And then Rochelle's reaction is, oh, this is very them, not me. Also, like, quite concerning by what she's talking about at the end of this episode that she's drinking, but I think that happens at the beginning of a pregnancy.
Yeah.
But, and Molly says it's like Listerine. But then this is funny because this is a genuine, we talk about this a lot on the podcast, but this is a genuine thing where the drinks here are so strong. And also, obviously, cocktails are meant to be, those kind of cocktails are meant to be almost just alcohol with like twists of lime or like little splashes of things to make them palatable.
Totally.
But I feel like in the UK, certain places obviously do cocktails properly, but I do feel like there's that kind of cocktail you would have drunk in like Weatherspoons that fools you into thinking cocktails are like sweet sugary delights.
Yes, very like a Ribena with a vague, the tiniest pipette splash of vodka in it.
Exactly. Just mostly fruit juice that like where you, and because I think some people in the UK almost feel like cocktails are like, oh, they're really dangerous because you can't taste the alcohol. Whereas it's like, I feel like here you're like if I ever get like a margarita, I'm like, I can only have one margarita because they're so strong and the acid is like burning my chest. Anyway,
We are going to have Cosmos tomorrow night, and we'll probably have more than one.
yeah, be
Two.
fun. Yeah, 2 Cosmos.
2 Cosmos.
That's the
Okay,
good.
done.
That's a good base.
Yeah. Bringing them back. So meanwhile, Frankie's like, do you know what? Let me get behind there, Brett. What is she
Fun.
like? So she creates her own drink. My big note here is she puts champagne in it, and then she shakes it up. That's a big no-no.
Yeah,
Big no-no.
gotta add that last.
So she creates a green drink, and the gals taste it, and they quite like it. Molly says, oh, it's quite peachy.
Quite peachy.
Peachy. A peachy drink.
Oh yeah, and Archers and lemonade. I had Archers and lemonade was a real gateway for me into drinking.
Archers and lemonade is so sweet.
Yeah. Well, I was a child.
Yeah.
You know, I was having a Ribena one day and then an Archers and lemonade. Same difference.
Yeah, actually,
The sugar.
we started on peach schnapps.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly it.
In Spain, we'd be like, at the end of a meal, oh no, the kids can have a peach schnapps.
Yeah. Have an Archers and lemonade. That's fine.
But wouldn't be Archers and lemonade. More like, you know, when you're in Spain or somewhere and they bring round shots.
Oh, I see.
So it'd be like grenadine.
Okay.
When you're like 10, but by the time you're 12, peach
Right.
schnapps.
Which is kind of wild to think about. It really,
12-year-olds.
yeah, 12-year-old. It's very young. Well, so a nation of drunks, I guess.
Spain, all right.
This scene is rounded out with them telling Brett, "Sorry, babe, you're sacked." And
You're
he's probably just like, "What? What does sacked mean?
What? Do I get paid?
Like, you giving me a sack?"
So we're on the apartment rooftop another day, and Vanessa's sitting there, and Una and Ben trot up. When I say trot, Ben hobbles up, and Vanessa goes, "You all right, Ben?"
I was laughing because the scene opens with the back of Vanessa's head looking out over Los Angeles, and I said, "I know the back of that head anywhere." That lion's mane, I know that a mile off. that fraught hairstyle.
So this dynamic scene between Vanessa, Ben, and Una. Here's
Una's Uno.
Una's Uno, per Una by Una, and Uno. So this continues the idea, or just the visual statement, that Ben is very hot in LA. He's much more hot in LA than he is back home.
I mean, yeah, he's wearing a sloppy beanie and he looks sexy.
Oh, he looks great.
Yeah, it's really suiting him.
LA suits him.
LA suits
LA
him.
suits him.
Dr. Foden, that's what he calls himself in this scene, because
Yeah.
he's going to help Vanessa out. Does he, though? Absolutely not.
I don't know.
He finishes on quite a big statement, which didn't need to be said.
Okay,
but
you go for it.
we'll get there. First of all, downtown is so loud that actually there was points during this scene that there was full sirens and like aeroplanes crashing onto the building.
Yeah, they're on a rooftop,
Yeah.
and yeah,
It's-
a moped apparently is going right beside them.
It's just Peter Lorraine spinning up on his moped to get his hair fluffed or something. I don't know. So yeah, basically, Una thinks that Ben could help kind of relate to Vanessa's problem because he's recovering from an injury, and injury is like the end of your sports career and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he calls himself Dr. Foden, and then he just kind of, Vanessa talks about how she's never worried about getting on stage before, and he says he's kind of shocked to hear that because he thinks Farrah's so strong. I was like, that's nice.
Yeah.
But then
what?
he says to her, well, is it something you worry about that it's gonna make you not be a member of the band? And she's like, yeah. And he goes, what would you be doing if you weren't in the Saturdays? She just goes, I don't know. I was like, Ben, I was like, lift up, you're crashing. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Do you know what we're going to need at that party? A cake.
The Three Musketeers are going to trot down to Hanson Cakes. Let's talk about the next person that joins us in the scene. We've just come off of Dr. Foden, and now we've got Patrick from Hanson Cakes is going to join us. He doesn't really do anything. I said, this is boring.
Yeah, I would love a bit of that cake right now, though.
Well, it depends, because the cake they ended up choosing I was so eye roll about, but doesn't Molly mention a marble cake?
Yeah,
that
she's
sounds
like,
nice.
Can I have another bit of marble cake? It's like Molly and her marble cake. But I was like, what is a marble cake? Is it just like a black and white sponge?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's like a chocolate and vanilla sponge?
Yes.
Okay.
Hang on. Yeah, oh no.
What?
It's, this is very America. It's a swirl of vanilla and fudge chocolate cake. Wow, that sounds nice. That sounds thick and sweet and kind of sickly in a good way.
Wait, what cake do they choose?
Red velvet.
Oh.
Have a real issue with red velvet. I actually don't really like cake.
Oh, I love a slice of cake.
I will only... You've laughed at me before for saying this, but the only cake... Well, there's two types of cake that I like. I like carrot cake and I like a Victoria sponge. Because I find chocolate cakes and red velvet and all that stuff too, like...
Victoria sponge,
yeah.
Gag. I hate carrot cake.
Oh, I love carrot cake.
I just think it sucks.
Isn't it weird that I like carrot cake?
Yeah, that shouldn't make sense.
Right. Yep. The day I discovered that I liked it, I thought, this isn't right. I shouldn't like the carrot cake and I shouldn't like the cream cheese frosting. Turns out I do.
What about a slice of classic birthday cake? Some fun icing on it.
I happily live without it.
Oh no, I want that.
I want that layer of jam and cream inside of a Victoria sponge. That's what I really want.
It's my birthday next month.
I know.
Oh God.
I know. I've got plans to talk to you about it. Don't worry.
Oh, it's on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, we need some more guest stars in this episode, so we're gonna go see David, the vocal coach, and Tim. Tim on the piano.
Yeah, and there was a weird entry into this scene. It was the man running kind of in the rain.
Oh yeah.
In LA, and I was like, ooh, that feels a bit too... It's like, I don't need to see that, thank you.
Speaking of, it's going to pour with rain tomorrow.
Oh my God.
It's like another storm tomorrow.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
So boring.
I know. God, is this what it's like to live in the UK?
Honestly, although today was kind of hot.
Okay, so Vanessa's been having issues with her voice
Yes.
and her throat, so she's decided to fly her vocal coach, David, over from the UK to LA. No, she hasn't.
No, she hasn't.
What house is that? He's
Yeah,
in?
that was England, wasn't it? You think it was a pickup in England?
Oh, no, that house is in America.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like...
He was already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. David Grant of David and Carrie Grant from Fame Academy.
And Tim and the Keys.
And Tim on the keys.
Tim and the Keys.
She's wearing dangly crucifix earrings. I don't know if you noticed them.
Did notice those.
Of course. David makes a very strange quote that I didn't understand. He's talking about her kind of anxiety, and he said, "This is the dog. Don't let the dog bite you."
Don't let the dog bite you anymore.
Anymore, yeah.
I was like, huh?
Yeah. So we do some vocal exercises. We do a sustained vowel, E to A. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Okay, done.
And then we get a real rough take of the ego line.
And she's very like, oh, I can't do that. And quite rightly, he's like, you haven't tried it yet. Yeah. So what's she using to sing into?
A water bottle.
With?
Oh, I didn't notice.
Sports cap.
Oh, a sports cap.
Yeah.
Don't see them anymore, do we?
We don't. I wonder if David's actually brought it over from the UK. It's like a Buxton water. His advice is you got to sing it more relaxed.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
And then she belts out the big note, and she's completely fine. Oh no, she does a different line, doesn't she? She does like one of the lines leading into the big note.
He said you've got to approach singing like a vocal athlete. Sure. Meanwhile, I was distracted on the wall in the background, there's one of those clocks that's like, I've described it as like a concave dome shape. You know, I'm going to do the image on the
Okay.
wall. It's kind of like grey plastic,
Okay.
and it's kind of like that.
Convex.
Convex, is that what it's
Yeah.
called? Oh yeah, concave is the other way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, almost like kind of a half bubble.
Yeah. Kind of shit half bubble. Yeah. There's just that.
I don't like clocks in a house, I'll be honest with you. It's really not something I've ever had.
Do I have a clock in my house? Oh, do you know what I'd love?
Tell me.
A giant swatch. for the
Oh, that
wall.
would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do that for my office.
That's a
That'd be
good idea.
Great. With all that money I don't have. Cool.
Can I just talk to you about real life just for 1 second?
Yeah.
You know how everything keeps falling out of the walls in this apartment?
Yes.
Today I went into my bedroom and my curtain pole has just, like, one half of it has just come out of the wall. And it's not like...
How?
It's not broken. It's literally like where it's drilled into the wall. It's like just crumbled away.
Oh. Stuff like that is so annoying.
It's, do you know, it's... To solve it is actually... I'm actually genuinely going to have to, like, patch it and then re-drill holes into it and re-drill the thing in it when it's been patched so there's something solid for it to be anchored in again.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing else I can do. It's making me fucking furious because if it falls down properly, luckily it's just like this.
Yeah.
If it falls down and I have no curtains, I'm gonna like burn this building to the ground. Anyway,
Shall we go to the Thompson Hotel?
please.
Now, where is the Thompson Hotel?
I don't know, but have you got something yellow to wear?
Is everyone wearing yellow?
Two of them are.
Thompson Hotel. Oh.
Is it downtown?
No, it's in Hollywood.
Oof.
I don't think this is the same one. Oh, no, I think it is the same one. Do you know what? It's run by Hyatt.
Well, do you know what? They did stick to their promise of going somewhere they've never gone before, and it wasn't downtown, so egg on my face, I guess.
There you go.
Egg like the yellow of Frankie and Rochelle's outfits. They look great, actually. Frankie was in a really fun yellow dress. Now, this is a weird... It starts off weird. We open up and Frankie's just shaking a cocktail shaker in this yellow dress. And Molly goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm making a drink." And she's like, "Go!" And I didn't understand where we were or what was happening. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And Molly says in her interview, "It's a mad dash to get everything finished before Una and Vanessa arrive." I was like, okay.
To get everything finished.
Yeah, it's
What,
like to hang that one stringed happy birthday side.
To get that cake delivered.
Yeah, to put that cake on the table and open the box and not even move the box from underneath it, just have the open box with the cake in it, which is what they did.
Where are they going to hide?
Just like...
Behind their hands. They all like put their hands up to their faces.
Molly's in a lovely sparkle frock, I noted. And the girls arrive and Una looks like a gorgeous a little Irish kind of minx.
Oh, I've
She's
written-
wearing green Irish sequins.
I've written Una's a mermaid.
Yeah, or a sexy leprechaun.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
Yeah, she looks like hot. And Vanessa's in like a black dress and she's got her hair up and her hair looks really good. I'm just going to note that because I'm always criticizing it.
And you know what? Surprise! It's Adam, the management coordinator, wishing you happy birthday.
Una genuinely looked shocked, which was strange. Vanessa's face was unmoved. She was unwavered by this moment, but Una was like, "Oh." I think, yeah, maybe she was so shocked that she'd had to party the night away with Adam from management coordination. And then, yeah, they announced they got a fucking red velvet cake.
Oh.
Of course, those girls. I'm surprised it wasn't a cake made of cupcakes. Those girls seem like real cupcake girls, don't they?
I love a cupcake.
Cake pops.
A cake pop? No. You had a cake pop the other week.
I didn't buy it.
You had it.
I ate it though, of course, yeah.
Cake pop would just never be big enough for me.
Can I tell you, on Sunday after you left, and you left me those 3 Cadbury's chocolate bars.
Did you eat them all?
I ate all 3 of them in a row.
Molly's drinking what
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like pond water.
Yes, it's kind of pond scum. It actually looked like the cocktail that Frankie made.
Yeah,
So I'm not
that's-
sure if
that's what I
she just
thought.
kept it going. She ordered Brett the bartender to make her drink. Someone's got a champagne flute, I think. And then they kind of like act like we're gonna get the party started, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna see some like maybe some dancing. We're gonna see the girls having some fun," and then the scene ended.
Hens.
Huh?
What happened that night?
Like, is there nothing they could give us? I can think of some fat that could have been trimmed from any other part of this episode that would have been fun to see, like a fun night at the Thompson.
Yeah.
I want to see the rushes. Anyone at E.
slip them over to
Yeah,
us.
if you've got a digital file of the rushes of that party, send them on a wee transfer to me.
I don't think it could beat though when they went to I was about to say Waikiki. What am I trying to say?
Oh yeah, that empty bar where there was like 4 people in the corner and they had to
Oh no,
work around them.
That was fun, but not the New York in Saturdays 24/7. What am I trying to say?
Mahiki.
And they had that big wild night.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was fun.
There was actual people there.
Yeah.
And music playing.
Right, next day. Do you know what? No one locks their doors in this apartment building.
Frankie stomps in to the apartment and she has some bad news. Her granddad died yesterday.
Yeah.
And this is actually a very sweet moment. They kind of, Peter's there and they all kind of rally around her and basically say, when's the funeral? And she's like, it's the day of the show. And they're all like, you're going home. It's fine. Peter's like, we're going to book you a flight. Everything's fine. And she kind of just goes, okay.
Peter's like, we can handle it. And I was thinking, will Peter do Frankie's parts? And then I thought,
Anyways, that's what he's growing his hair out for. Oh. Let's go to dance rehearsals with Craig at the very fake sounding International Dance Academy Hollywood.
this starts, the rehearsal starts with Craig going, let's dance. And then they all kind of go, oh yeah, good idea. Like, what else are we going to do there?
International Dance Academy Hollywood. I don't believe this is a place for
International
real.
Dance Academy Hollywood, the IDA.
Because we looked up a dance place on some other show we talked about, and it was in like a strip mall, remember?
Oh yeah. Should I look up International
Dance Academy Hollywood.
I mean, it's in Hollywood, but where is it?
Like Hollywood Boulevard?
North Hollywood. Ida Hollywood.
There you go.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in North Hollywood?
It is on Sherman Way.
Okay.
No one's into this dance rehearsal.
No. And it's just, they're saying they have to rejig everything around without Frankie, and then we get some amazing plodding choreo to Notorious. Bum ba da bum ba da bum ba da bum, and the girls are just, it's all just them doing like a toy soldier march next to each other. And they basically, all the choreo is just them crossing over in a walk. Ding diddy walk, giddy walk, giddy walk. And at this point, I finally understood the hints they were dropping with Rochelle.
Well, do you know what? She's just been constantly like tired and sick and emotional, just like constantly quite a lot day after day. Oh.
I can't believe I didn't pick up what she was putting down until that exact moment. I was like, oh.
Do you think she got pregnant in London or New York?
I think
Marvin?
New York.
Yeah, I think New
Yeah.
York.
It's one of those.
The way he was on, well, we saw them.
Yeah.
Remember in that bed?
Exactly. One of those girls should have been called New York.
One of the babes.
Yeah,
one of the babies.
They're not.
Yeah. The Peninsula Hotel. baby Peninsula.
Little baby Peninsula.
Okay. What? Oh, so next is sort of, I didn't even name this scene.
Yeah, so the girls get papped arriving at the Roxy, and
With some fake camera shutter sounds.
And then Una made me laugh so much here. She's like, today's the big day of the show at the Roxy, so we've arrived early to check the place out. I was like, okay. And then it just crashes into this scene where she's talking to someone called Ross, the Roxy production manager, and she just goes, Ross, this is our first headline show in the US. And he's like, oh. See, again, another side character, Ross from the Roxy.
We've got a lot of Birkin bags in this scene. They've brought them all.
Yeah, and there's this kind of a close-up of Vanessa sitting down in the most wild makeup I've ever seen, looking very stressed.
I just wrote
like
here,
straw-like hair.
whoa, Vanessa's smoky eyes.
We see this huge line outside, and then obviously next kind of shot is the crowd all inside, and they're using this really fun instrumental of Notorious over the top of it. It's all just like, but it's kind of like getting like more and more like urgent. I was like, ooh, I need this instrumental in my life.
I just wrote here, I'd love to see the Saturdays at the Roxy.
Yeah, Una's worried about Vanessa. Why does my next note just say ego? Fuck it.
That's what they performed.
Yeah, but why does it say fuck
I
it?
don't know. I'd like to see the Entertainment email that went around to all the staff to force them to go to this gig.
Yeah. Hello, LA. Someone says that. Like, I don't know who. And Vanessa opens the song, and she sounds good, but she looks quite nervous, and she's playing with her earpiece and her hair. Like there's I was a bit like, ooh. And I just wrote, I love Ego. It's a great song.
I wrote, the Ego choreo is still awful and jolty.
Yeah.
And at one point they do like a Macarena move, which I'd never noticed before.
Yeah, Molly's on some shaky vocal ground in her featured moment, but you know, we love her.
They're singing Ego, and I'm surprised someone didn't shout, this one goes out to Frankie's granddad.
Vanessa's at one point they were all doing the choreo and Vanessa's not doing it, and I wasn't sure if that's because she's meant to be taking lead vocals, so they don't make her do the choreo, or whether she'd forgotten them. Because there was a moment, the girls were all they were at the mic stands and they were all doing some like arm choreo. She was just singing.
Oh,
I think they were all like leaning to one side and she was just singing. But
maybe she was thrown by the lack of Frankie.
Yeah, she was just like. Oh.
And then the performance ends by the girls getting shot with confetti, like shot with pyrotechnic confetti. They're gonna go, oh!
And it's kind of delayed, isn't it? Like their song finishes.
Ego.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, it should end like right at the end of the last word. But the most important part of this scene is that Vanessa hits the high note.
Oh, sorry, I'd not even gone past
She
that.
wobbles up to it, but she hits the high note, so she's very happy. And there's a really good shot of Molly, and she just looks over and, I mean, this is a visual thing, but she looks over and just does this. Gives her like a little like, you got it, Ness.
You got it, friend.
Then there was a very confusing end to this scene. Peter came over and hugs Vanessa, and then we see the girls outside with some real ragtag fans, like them all saying that they love the show. Then there's this woman on the street that who's saying goodbye to her. Is it Vanessa?
She's saying goodbye to Molly.
And she goes, "Bye, babes.
Bye, babe."
I was like, who's this woman?
Yeah.
I felt like she was like an E exec, that a British person that works at E that like they've been in contact with. She's their like key contact at E. So she's like, I'll come and see you. Bye, babe.
Bye, babe. Good show at the Roxy. So.
Yeah, some insanely wild R&B music, library music, whooshes us back to Sat's downtown penthouse, and Peter Lorraine's just gazing out over Los Angeles, contemplating the success of the night at the Roxy.
He's also got with him a very heavy Apple laptop.
Very thick MacBook.
Very thick. That's gonna get warm in his lap, isn't it?
And it's got that cable that like it's kind of wobbly to stick in with a magnetic
That
thing.
magnetic cable.
That leads to that box, the little charger box thing that's also going to get very, very hot. And that's going to get very frayed, that magnetic cable.
Yeah.
Because it's so heavy. So Rochelle has got something to tell Peter. She says, you know, I think I might have to go home and I have to spend some time with Marvin and my family because I think I'm pregnant. What's his reaction? He goes, oh, okay. To be continued. It's like, look alive, Peter. It's
Also-
a good thing.
Also, I think I'm pregnant.
Yeah. Could we get a clarification on that,
Yeah.
please, Rochelle?
You want to just go do a proper test?
It also looks like she goes to a doctor's office to do a test in the next episode rather than a home one, but I don't want to speak too soon. Maybe she does a home one and then gets it confirmed at the doctor's.
Well, that's what I was assuming.
Yeah.
She's done a home one,
Yeah.
but she hasn't had the confirmation of the
Right,
doctors.
right.
Yeah, the next time there's a shot of her at the doctor's office, and the doctor's like, I've got the results of your pregnancy test.
And then what was that bit that we laughed at? Because you watched that last bit here.
Peter Lorraine's saying to the girls, has anyone heard from Rochelle? They'll go,
No. That's going to be our big season finale.
Yeah.
Where's Rochelle? She was at the doctor's.
Yeah. Looks like they're finally doing some actual proper promo.
Yeah.
They're doing like the Tonight Show or one of them or
They
something.
said the Tonight Show and the Today Show.
Yeah.
They're doing Today and Tonight.
One day. And
So we should try and find the clips of them on that show as well and watch that. Yeah,
And
definitely.
they're recording a song with Rodney Darkchild, Jerkins.
Oh yeah, I think I know which song that is. It's
Lease My Love.
Lease My Love. I don't.
Awful song.
You can lease my love. It's really bad.
Yeah, lease? You can rent my love.
Yeah, you can't rent my love.
What? That's it. So hashtag of the episode, didn't even come up with one. Shit.
Red Velvet.
Hashtag Red Velvet. Hashtag Red Velvet at the Roxy.
So we're going to rate this episode also out of 5, and based on the gentleman rating system, which is taking men from the rap of the song Gentleman by the Saturdays, we're going to give them 5 somethings out of something. So how many George Clooney's out of 5 do you give this episode?
3.5.
I'm actually going to give this one 4 George Clooney's out of 5, because I think that there was actual real things happening in this episode, way more than normal.
Yeah, they jammed a lot in.
Yeah, we got like a real death, a real pregnancy, and a real performance. And actually what I think might be a genuine performance anxiety issue. That was like 4 real things, and then just, you know, a lot of bullshit around it, like those girls making a cup of tea and buying a cake. I mean, what better way could you sum up this show than the girls making a cup of tea and then buying some cake? That is literally what we've been watching for 9 fucking weeks. Thank God we're released from this hell next week.
Oh, one more episode. Thank you for listening. You get this every week, and you get Your Welcome America every other week. Please rate and review us. Drop us some feedback on Instagram.
Did you see someone commented on the last episode that we were doing the Lord's work? I can't remember who it was, but they were like, really doing the Lord's work there.
You're welcome.
Bye.
You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
Bye.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.